Another common mistake with a realtor brand is they don't want anything that can look negative on them. So make sure in your personal profiles, if you in any way claim to be a realtor, that you don't have any kind of photos in your photo album that you would want to associate with the brand, because they do take it very seriously. So something to keep in mind. The challenge in social media marketing is finding new ways to engage your audience, because a lot of us, a lot of the newer generation that's online, a lot has grown up. The average web page has 6 different advertisements on it. So people that use the internet a lot are extremely sales resistant. Personally, I don't even see an ad unless I stop to look at it for a minute. So that's something to keep in mind. If it looks like an advertisement, I'm going to tune it out. I know a lot of other people will too. So the idea is to get creative with it. So especially true in social media. If you want to take a little bit softer sales approach, or more effectively, as statistics show, would be sharing information or being a professional person of knowledge, a subject matter expert on real estate, and extend that information and take that premise, but you'll probably get a lot farther than come buy something from me. So one thing to keep in mind is create curb appeal online, because even mostly text, it's still got to look good, or I'm not going to look into it much past that. All right, another important factor is growing your network. Showing up to the game doesn't mean there's going to be an audience. There's 2 key parts to that. First is have a strategy. Find out, again, the local factor. Keep in mind when you search for people on Facebook and different networks, you can usually narrow it down to an area. So that would be the first step to localizing. Second, and a very useful tip, is that you want to find quality friends, because 5 people that share your content and retweet the things you send out on Twitter and whatnot are going to do a lot more for you than 1,000 that's just a number. So you want people that are interested, you want people that are active in your community. Viral growth. This is one of my favorite topics, because it is, if there is such a thing, it is the goal of social media marketing. Viral growth is basically where a topic generates enough interest that it markets itself, and you don't really have to do anything past that point. There are 4 major sources of viral growth. First is something that is hilarious. If I find it funny and I think my friends will find it funny, I'm sending it to my friends. And chances are a few of them are going to do the same, creating an outward pattern from person to person. Spreads a lot like a virus, hence the name. Second cause is something amazing or spectacular. If I can't believe what I just saw, again, I don't think my friends will either, so I'm going to show them. Third is probably the most effective, controversy. Because regardless, controversy is effectively a clashing of 2 different opinions. And regardless of which side of that I'm on, I have an opinion. And I want it to be heard, so chances are I would share this with people, if nothing else, just to make a point. And lastly is very helpful or unique information. If the article you post, for example, is something that I can't find anywhere else, can't find information on readily, then that's a lot more likely for me to want to share it with people, because there's going to be somebody else looking for it. In addition, if it's extremely helpful, if it changes my life, then I'm also very likely to show some gratitude and hit the share button. So
you're saying that controversial topics can actually be helpful to you?
There's pros and cons to it, but strategically, yes, they are the most effective cause of viral growth. Keep in mind that viral growth is referring to popularity and not necessarily positive public opinion. So you could be well known on the bad side of controversy, but it might not be the type that you're looking for.
Are you talking about the like button?
With
Facebook?
With Facebook, there's 2 different buttons. There's like and there's share. If I like something on Facebook, then I'm going to continue to receive all the status updates from that person or product. In addition, it's going to go under my interests on the info tab. The share button, on the other hand, takes that article and posts a link to it in my status, along with any little comment I throw in there. So that's the difference between like and share. Buttons are both same color, but two slightly different purposes.
They track it.
Sorry?
They track it.
Who?
Doesn't Facebook keep track of the most common likes?
It does. The easiest way to get that information is when you go to add an interest and you start typing a few letters, it'll show you the top 10 for those letters. So that's the easiest way to see if you're in the top 10. Which is a good place to be, because keep in mind that on the info tab, if I go to my interests and I click on something I've liked, then I can see other people who've liked it, which is another good opportunity to grow your network if you're looking for people with the same interests. Guerrilla marketing. This is a fun topic. Guerrilla marketing is extremely useful in social media. It's all about creativity. It's all about thinking outside of the box. It's if you deviate from what somebody is expecting from advertising or marketing, then they can be resistant to it because they didn't see it coming. So basically, it's if you show me something I haven't seen before, I have to make an opinion on it, which means that I have to at least analyze it enough to do that. We've got a couple examples here of guerrilla marketing. At the top left, you can see a guerrilla marketing for a barbecue grill. Again, these are all none of these are very expensive or require a large investment. They're just outside of the box. The bottom left is probably my favorite. That's eggs going around on a conveyor belt in an airport. So you can imagine if they can take care of the eggs, your luggage is probably okay. An excellent idea. You can do a lot of these kind of things online too, but it's about thinking outside of the box to do that. Which brings us to rogue marketing. Rogue marketing is simple. It's easier to suggest than to sell. It's basically saying that if I approach you to sell you something, you instantly put your guards up, just in case. However, if I'm a friend and in no way affiliated with my product, and I suggest it, you're much more likely to follow that lead. Now, as a realtor, you can't pretend not to be a realtor because the realtor brand doesn't like that. But there are there are things you can do with it. So I would keep that in mind as, and maybe even work it into your strategy. Rogue marketing is another possible interpretation of it is marketing to someone that doesn't realize you're marketing to them. There's an example up here. If you write on someone's wall and directly offer them your services, that's one example that is not in violation of the Code of Ethics, as long as you aren't violating it in any other way. And if you offer some kind of a promotion or, again, service, and other people are going to see that because it's on their wall, which means it's not your friends, so you can just put it on your own wall. You're targeting their friends. That's indirect marketing, which is a rogue marketing side effect of your direct marketing, which kind of doubles your effort there. It's just a thought. So again, the goal with what we studied in this section was bringing this all together. Look at the creative ideas, think outside of the box, and craft a strategy for your social media marketing campaign. So social media marketing in action. Now we're going to do a couple of case studies showing you 4 of the most effective campaigns that have been run through social media. Facebook has over 500 million users. Twitter has over 150 million users. Now we're going to take a look at how some larger companies and some larger operations chose to jump on that wave and take advantage of it. So first up is a company called Threadless. Threadless was born on Twitter. They basically had no inventory, and they came into being using a model called crowdsourcing. They basically let the world do all the work of setting up this business. Crowdsourcing is a simple concept once you understand the term. Basically, company has a problem, company broadcasts problem online. In this case, using Twitter. They threw out, we need t-shirt designs, and we need somebody that can print them, and we need people to buy them. The online crowd is asked to give solutions. In this case, Twitter came back saying, I'm an artist that wants some fame, here's some designs. Somebody else came back and said, here's a company that will print for you, and they'll charge you 10%. Different things. And so they put together a solution. Now, crowdsourcing by definition can involve rewarding the most effective solutions that are provided. It's not necessary. Again, if you set up the game, it's up to you what goes to the victor. And in the end, the model itself leads to company profits. So that just goes to show how, born from nothing but text, an entire business was built and is actually one of the largest t-shirt businesses online. Next up is Dunkin' Donuts with the Culotta giveaway. This was a little while back, but what they did is they partnered with Facebook, which in this case, partner basically just means got permission from, to run an interesting campaign. They said if you buy their product, take a picture of yourself holding their product and put that as your display picture and come back and comment on their wall, then you would be entered to win. So that does a few things for them. If you look at that, that's increasing their sales because it's go buy the product, first step. Second step is take a picture of yourself with the product. That's massive advertising, and in addition, that's rogue marketing, These people are not salespeople for Dunkin' Donuts, but they're doing the marketing for them. Then post it to your wall so all their friends are notified that you're drinking Dunkin' Donuts product. And finally, just give away a few prizes at the end and make it all worth it. And then we have Skittles. This is one of the more drastic examples. Skittles, a while back, they changed their entire website to a very colorful version of their Twitter feed. Basically, what they show on their site is their Twitter feed. Things that they've posted, pictures, and a lot of things that were posted by the community that were tweeted in. In addition, you'll notice at the top right that they have upload directly on their website. They also have social networking things for Facebook. For Twitter, they have a like button on the left. Basically, they were the first large corporation to integrate social media into their entire website experience. And the day they launched this change, their traffic increased 1,332% in less than 24 hours. And it has tapered down slightly since then, but it's still about 500% higher than it was when they started. And this was almost a year ago. Which brings me to my favorite part. Meet the man your man can smell like. How many of you have seen this commercial? Got a couple of hands here, okay. It debuted at a Super Bowl about a year ago. And it did so well that it immediately went to primetime TV. They took it farther than the commercials. They actually ran a social media marketing campaign based on this guy.